Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday morning. There's not really a whole lot of news to talk about, so I figured we're going to have like a little mini discussion here on the channel. Today we're going to talk about the DCEU and whether or not it ever can officially compete with the MCU. Now we know in terms of numbers, like it has 22 movies in the MCU, the DCEU has what, 7? So in that terms, it's gonna be a while before they can even catch up. But do we think that Warner Brothers needs to continue with the DCEU? Or because a lot of people are under the impression now, well, Aquaman and Shazam proves that you can do solo films. Yes, but what people don't realize is Aquaman and Shazam still heavily referenced what came before the film. They reference Justice League, they reference Batman v Superman. People don't understand that. Yes, they're solo films just as much as Captain America, the first Avengers, is a solo film, but it references other films. Like it references what happens in Iron Man and stuff. It's all connected. And I personally do not want Warner Brothers to scrap the DCEU. I think it's important to keep the DCEU because we need to get variety. As much as I love the MCU, not every one of the MCU movies knocks it out of the park. A lot of people dislike Captain Marvel. I personally like Captain Marvel, but a lot of people don't like Captain Marvel. And I want to see DC eventually do what Marvel did with Endgame, but do it with the Justice League. I still stand by this. I still feel like Warner Brothers and DC have the best characters. Before the MCU, nobody knew who Iron Man was. There was a select few, but no one cared. He was a B-level character. Captain America was a B-level character. Thor was a B-level character. Marvel's main top-tier characters were the X-Men, Incredible Hulk, and Spider-Man. You go look over at DC, and you got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash. These are all big names that people heard about. Yet, for some reason, DC and Warner Brothers just seems to struggle. Now, I've always said, and I stay by this statement as well, that if they ever get someone like Kevin Feige to come in and be like a showrunner and really try to say, this is the course we're setting, and we stand by it, and Warner Brothers sticks their nose out of that, I think that Warner Brothers could get something going. And we see that they have success with Aquaman, the first movie over $1 billion. They had minimal success with Shazam. I personally didn't like Shazam. I think it was a huge step back from Aquaman. I think they were in the slight right direction and they take a step back. And I feel like that's sort of what they've been doing lately, right? It's like Man of Steel was just stepping right to the right path. Then BVS comes out and is 2 steps back. Wonder Woman comes out and a step right path. Then Suicide Squad and Justice League comes out and then it's like 2 steps back. Well, I think Suicide Squad came out after or before Wonder Woman, but you know what I mean. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with every movie that they release. And now we got like the next, I believe, DCEU film is going to be Wonder Woman 2 and The Birds of Prey. Both movies I'm looking very forward to, but even Wonder Woman, we don't know what's going on. There's rumors that she's going to lose her powers. It's a rumor that it's not a direct sequel. It's like there's so much stuff going on. We don't know what's going to happen, but I have faith in Patty Jenkins. The Birds of Prey movie, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I don't want to see Warner Brothers just scrap the universe. I don't want to see that. Like, I want the Batman trilogy to be within the DCEU. Look, Marvel, you can go back and look at the MCU. A lot of their earlier films didn't always knock it out of the park. Iron Man 2 was trashed on by many people for a long time. Now people are starting to accept it because with everything we've seen, it puts more weight on that movie now. But Thor Dark World has always been trashed on. Iron Man 3 has really split the audience. So Marvel has a track record as well as not being, perfect like people think they are. The reason why their movies make billions of dollars is because they build up this episodic storyline, which I think DC needs to do. I want to see a Green Lantern Corps movie. I want to see Flashpoint. I want to see a Superman 2. I want to see these movies, and I think we can get them, but Warner Brothers has to stay the course. They can't sit there. I feel like too many studios are reactionary, and I put Lucasfilm under that too. When Lucasfilm was bought by Disney, they said we're going to release a Star Wars movie every single year. Force Awakens comes out, does fantastic. Rogue One comes out, does fantastic. Last Jedi comes out, does fantastic. but people start to complain about it. Solo comes out and just completely bombs, and now they're like, well, we got to rethink everything. You don't have to rethink everything. You just have to be more selective with what you're putting out. People didn't want a Han Solo movie. They didn't want a young Solo movie. We didn't need to know anything about Han Solo. You need to do original content. Don't rehash characters and give them their own spin-off movies. But people at the higher-ups don't look at that. They look at statistics and stats and all this stuff. And I'm with you. I got a small YouTube channel. I look at stats and be like, well, these 5 videos are all talking about Brie Larson and they're all giving me a lot of views, so I'm going to do more videos on that. Oh, these 5 videos are all about Endgame and they're giving me a lot of views, I'm going to talk more about that. So I understand that, but in Warner Brothers and Lucasfilm's case, I want them to come up with a game plan and execute the game plan. The money will come in later. You have to build an audience. So a lot of people think I speak negative about DCEU, and I do, but that's only because I care and I want it to succeed. And if it doesn't succeed, then we're going to scrap and we're going to go back to having these Green Lantern movies and all this stuff where it's just solo spin-off movies where I want this stuff to be connected. I really, really do. But that's really all I got to say, guys. That's what I think and feel. I feel like the DCEU can get it right, but they have to stay the course. But I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.